Greetings and welcome to Spring Alchemy episode 1 for 2018. I am Tonya Poole and I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm even more happy. No, I'm still happy that you're here, but equally as happy that it is finally spring, even though where I am, it has still been like snowing and stuff. I don't know what that's about. Some really wanting winter to be completely done, but we've been having this off and on snow thing. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy. It is spring. We're finally in Aries season, and I don't know. So anyway, happy spring, happy Aries season to everyone. And if you saw the title of this video, you know that it is titled Everybody's an Aries, Including You. So no matter when your birthday is, Aries, the sign of Aries, which is the first sign of spring, which is the first sign of the zodiac, is somewhere in your chart, which means you and I all have Aries energy somewhere within us. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this particular episode. But I want to thank you all who have been watching this series since I began it. I believe I started it sometime last year, late summer, I think around my birthday, because I really began to notice how we all carry all of the energies of the zodiac, all of the signs of the zodiac. And whenever the sun is in a particular sign, no matter when our birthday is, we all demonstrate elements of that sign, or we feel it, or we're influenced by it, or we're impacted by it. And there's something really magical about that. And even if you look at the fact that I'm calling this alchemy, alchemy is very much connected to timing. When you have good timing, you know, have you ever been like really right on time at the right place at the right time for something, and it just seems like things just kind of work out for you, or things just kind of come together? That is what alchemy is. You know, I mean, it's way more than that, but long and the short of it is alchemy is very much connected to timing. And when we act and do and function in the right flow of time, it's like we get back whatever good that we put into that, right? So we want to work with time. Time is not our enemy. You know, time is not working against us. Time only works against the foolish, or when we're being foolish, you know. But when we are working in sync with time, time actually becomes our tool, right? So that is what alchemy in this sense is kind of doing. So we're in spring, which is a new season. It's a new time. And this time, this season has a particular type of energy, and requires different things from us than, let's just say, winter or fall or summer, right? And so when you do things in spring that are required, that not are required, I don't want to say required, because you can do whatever you want whenever you want, to be honest with you. But when we are utilizing the energy that spring offers, you know, to its maximum potential, then we get out of it the maximum benefit. And so that is what I'm kind of going to talk about here. That's what this whole spring alchemy is going to be about. And since we are just entered into Aries season, Aries is such a powerful, powerful sign. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is a fire sign. And you know, sometimes Aries gets a bad reputation for because it is a fire sign, because it you know, has that, is connected with anger or rage or impulsiveness and things like that. But there is a good side to Aries, as there is with every sign. And Aries, being the first sign of the zodiac, kind of represents how we are when we are first born. When we are first coming into understanding of who we are as people, as humans on the planet, right? So a good friend of mine sent me a picture of her niece, and her niece is like maybe a year old or something. And the little baby, she pulled her foot in the video. She pulled her foot up to her mouth, and then kind of looked at her foot and was like, "Oh my gosh, a foot!" Like, wow, it was like watching her discover that she has feet. And she's looking at her feet, and you could see her little mind working like, okay, I have feet. Like, what am I supposed to do with these things, right? And it's not going to be long before she's going to be running and walking and moving, and they're going to have to baby proof the house and do all kinds of things because she has discovered herself. She has discovered that she has feet, and she's about to take action. That is kind of what Aries season is. That's kind of what Aries is in us. We are discovering who we are. And when we discover who we are, what we're made of, what we have, what our talents are, what qualities that we have within ourselves, we want to take action. We're like, oh my gosh, I can sing. I want to sing. Oh my gosh, I can write. I want to write. Oh my gosh, somebody cut me off in traffic and I just learned how to drive. I know how to drive. Oh, I'm about to cut them off. That's the more angry side of Aries. But the point is that Aries energy is very action oriented. It's like, I have this tool, so I'm going to do this. I have this talent, so I'm going to take this action with this talent. And even when you look at what is happening at the very beginning of spring, we're coming out of winter, everything was dead, dying, cold, snowing. Gosh, will the snow please stop? Anyway, and then all of a sudden it's like nature realizes that, wait a minute, I've got seeds in the ground that need to start growing. I've got birds that need to start, chirping, and I've got, leaves and flower buds that need to start coming to life. It's that time of coming to life. It's that time of the impulse of life, the impulse of action, the impulse of energy. That is what we are all experiencing right now. That is what the energy that we're all into. And if you are more of a laid back person, or if you are more of that Pisces person, that season we just came out of, this season can almost be, can kind of hit you kind of hard, because everything is saying go. Everything is saying take action. Everything is saying move. And you might still want to be asleep with winter. But the timing is saying, no, this is the time to wake up. If you looked at Everybody's a Pisces, Winter Alchemy, one of the last episodes I did, I talked about that it was the time for rest and dreaming and being in that dream state. Well, we're out of that. Aries is like, wake up. Aries is like, let's go. Aries is telling us it's time to take action. And so if you look at the energies that kind of govern Aries, or if you look at the planet that governs Aries, it's the red planet. It's Mars. Mars has always been, whether if you just study the planets, if you just study astronomy or something like that, or even if you study mythology, in mythology, Mars, the god Mars, or the god Aries, was always associated with war and action and going to battle. In Greek mythology, if you study like West African traditions, this time of year is typically associated with the Orisha Ogun. And Ogun is a little bit different from Mars, the Greek god Mars, because the Greek god Mars was, mostly, just war, right? When you study Ogun, and I really kind of like the Ogun character, Ogun is, a lot of times he was not at war. A lot of times he was not in battle or in rage, even though he gets kind of that, that has that reputation of being the one who's going to war. When you see him, he usually has swords in his hand. But so much of his story, he is in the wilderness. He's in the woods by himself, fashioning his tools, creating his tools, and strategizing. He's not just go, 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 action, action, action. Let's go to war. I'm mad. Let's kill everybody sort of thing. He's not really like that. He's really more, okay, that might be a part of him, but he's alone, creating his tools and strategizing for war. And what that tells me is that during this time when we have this impulse to take action, to move, and we're really going to feel that even more so as the weather begins to heat up, this is the perfect time to really strategize. Okay, so if you want to be like that new baby, the little girl who looked at her feet and was like, oh, I have feet. Like, okay, I think I can take action. I think I can get on these things and run, right? If you are assessing yourself, which you should be doing during this time, if you're assessing yourself, your skills, your mental state, your mind state, what you know, if you're assessing all of these things about yourself and how you can take action with what you have, with your own personal tools, then you can take the best strategic action. Aries, the Greek god Mars, Ogun in Yoruba tradition and Vodou tradition often is associated with just the action and the going and the war and the battle, and they don't really get a lot of credit for the strategy and the planning that it takes to go to battle, to go to war, or, and if we want to just put it in our own little basic lives, to take action, to accomplish goals. There's strategies that need to be taken in order to go after our goals properly. So this is the time, yes, to take action, yes, to do. Like, we shouldn't still be just dreaming and wanting to do nothing and being in the waters of Pisces, right? This is the fire time. This is the action time. But at the same time, we have to be able to really strategize our movements, take actions that make sense, not just be impulsive, not just being go, 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 do, just because I can, just like the baby who discovers their feet. At first, they're just going to be going. Once that baby gets up and starts moving and walking, oh my gosh, the parents are going to have to really, put all types of safeguards up to keep the baby from hurting herself. But once she really understands balance and learns balance, she will walk properly. She'll take steps towards what she really wants, and all of that is kind of like a metaphor for us, kind of an example for how we should be utilizing this energy that we are feeling right now during Aries season. Even if you're not feeling it just yet, because we did just enter into the time, you will be feeling it soon. What's very interesting, though, about this particular Aries season, Aries 2018, is that we are actually in a Mercury retrograde for most of the Aries season. Mercury retrograde, I'm not going to do a whole detailed thing here, but basically is when the planet Mercury in the sky appears, it looks like it's moving backwards. It's really not. It's an optical illusion, but it appears as though it's moving backwards in the sky. And whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, sometimes we feel like, things are slowing down. Like, we want to move forward, but things are slowing down. We want to take action, but then there's all these obstacles in the way. Sometimes people associate it with technological difficulties or difficulties with travel and all those sorts of things. But really, Mercury retrograde is a great time to make sure that the actions you take, the words you speak, the contracts you sign, the agreements you get into are ones that you actually want to get into. So when you feel like there's a roadblock, it's not because something's trying to block your blessings. It's really giving you a chance to rethink, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this is the thing you want to say to this person? Because, once you cuss them out, you can't take it back. They're going to always remember that you cussed them out, So make sure you say what you want to say. Make sure you get into partnerships and agreements that you actually want to get into. So this is a really interesting energy that we're feeling right now, because we have Mars, Aries under the influence of Mars, pushing us to go, drive, do, initiative, action. It's spring. Come on, let's wake up. Let's get going. Let's do this thing. And then Mercury retrograde is working kind of not against it, but kind of, you want to go. And then it's saying, are you sure you want to go? And you're like, no, I really want to do this thing. And then Mercury retrograde is like, really? You do? And then Aries is like, I feel like I got to do this. I got to say this. I got to, action, action, action. I got to get my point across. And Mercury retrograde is like, really? You really got to get this point across right now? So the point is that you may feel that kind of stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. But it's working for your highest good. It's working for your benefit. So my advice to you right now is to be like Ogun. Spend that time alone that you need to spend to work on your craft, your skills, your talents, your gifts, to assess who you are, assess really what are you working with? What do you bring to the table? And then take inspired action. Don't take impulsive, random, just ridiculous actions. Take actions that are inspired. Take actions that you really feel in your gut and your heart. This is the way to go. This is the move to make. And whenever you feel any of that Mercury retrograde, like there's an obstacle in the way, give thanks for it. Give thanks. Thank you for allowing me to rediscover or, reassess this situation and make sure that this is really the direction that I want to go in. Okay. And then flow. Just flow with it. Have fun with life. Mars Aries season is really also a time of passion. It's the beginning of the whole passion thing. And Taurus too. Taurus is the next sign to come up, which is really like it's ruled by Venus. So it's that kind of love energy. But this Aries season is a time of passion. Do what you love. Do what your heart has always wanted to do. Take action where your heart is led to take action. Do the things you love. Do the things you enjoy. Enjoy life. Enjoy life right now. That is what this season is all about. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. Everybody's in Aries, including you. And if you want to know where Aries is in your birth chart, hit me up at the link below and get the Magic of Me intuitive natal chart birth chart reading. And I can look at your chart and not only tell you where Aries is, but where all of the signs are in your chart and what that means for you. Also get the Magic of Self-Love, my book, and the link is down below for that as well. Like, subscribe, share, follow, do all that good stuff. Leave me some good comments or something. And that's it. I will see you in the next video, which is how to self-care during Aries season. Peace and love.